This guy's a pretty hot topic in the community right now. So here's a presentation I made for Tech, Super Saiyan Blue, KOK, and Goku. Also make sure to check out my playlist, it has all my presentations. Okay, so the history, he released like yesterday. Shit, he released today actually, for the 2025 Golden Week celebration. So he's a part of a big celebration. He's not no monthly TUR bro. He's a Golden Week character. And then it has been 9 years since we got the last Super Saiyan Blue, KOK, and Goku. Shit, I was like in my teens, bruh. It's been that long. And then the last one we got was the AGL Demigod one. And fun story, I remember pulling him, taking a dookie, holy memories. And that's why even though like we wanted Daima for Golden Week, this was fine too. Cause this fight needs some representation. It's pretty sick. It's fucking Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, bro. You cannot hate that. Looks cool. It is cool. And then sadly, it's regarded as the worst Golden Week celebration character ever though. Like even last year we got Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Fat Boo were considered the best. Shit, even Fat Boo's pretty good in Battle Hardened Folds, right? So these guys had some hype around them because of the trajectory of Golden Week TURs, but it is what it is, right? At least Hay is considered a top 2 TUR, so that's pretty cool. And then, funnily enough, because so many people were calling him mid, he was the only character to have 0 friend leads when he released, which is actually insane if you think about it. I guess more people went for hit. Okay, let's look at some kit highlights. So I would say it's pretty easy to get his intro, so you only need 2 tournament participant characters or 1 Universe 7. Easier with Universe 7. You can take one of them UI Gokus, bro. So from his intro he does get guard, and then he has a baseline 50% dodge. Not the worst, not the best. 50% is actually, it's a yes or no. He gets more after. Spoiler alert. 3-turn guard is not even bad because he also can get unconditional guard, which I'll tell you after. So he is a self-type key orb changer. I would say type key orb changer a little worse than rainbow key orb changers, but it is what it is, right? The fact that he's doing it himself, pretty good, and all he needs is 1 key orb, which is pretty good. And he gets attack, and he launches additional super with 1 key sphere. Pretty good. Guaranteed super attacks are good. It's no high chance, no medium chance. It's guaranteed. We love guaranteed, bro. And then when everybody is Universe 7, he gets 80% chance to crit. So most of the time you're getting crits, right? Which is 50 from kit, 30 from restriction. And he also has a cringe HP restriction as well, because he gets more defense if he has 70% or higher HP, or if he's under 70% he gets more attack. Honestly, I don't like that. He should have cut in both, but they're just trying to follow a trend, which I'll tell you after. And then his restrictions to Universe 7 is also controversial. Okay, now let's get a standby. So he has an offensive standby. Right away, I like defensive standbys over offensive standby, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because it's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and when I think about it, I don't think about defensive, I'm thinking of full off offensiveness, so it makes sense. Sometimes it just makes sense, bro. So he changed the whole field to tech key spheres. For every key, he gets attack and a chance of performing a crit for 10%, and then he also has a chance of evading enemy attack 10%. We're in the turn before attacking, so some of my boys getting guaranteed crits, getting guaranteed additionals, and then he has guaranteed dodge before he supers, and then if he gets attacked after he super, he has no defense, so he's dying, but then he does like a big attack. I like that, that's pretty sick. Pretty sick, bro. I can't hate on that. And then after he does his standby, he gets unconditional guard, more defense, another guaranteed super attack, so that makes 3 guaranteed super attacks. Pretty good. And then he gets up to 70% dodge. Wish it was more, well 70 and guard, whatever. Right away, I kinda like what they did with this kit. It looks fun, right? So you know how in Dragon Ball Legends, when a character releases, they have like, they highlight like what type of character the character is. For example, DKP is a rushing type character. But I'll say Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, it's kinda a high risk, high reward character. But to me, it's not high reward, it's medium reward. And that's where the problem is. So let's talk about representatives of Universe 7. So Universe 7 is an okay team. The problem is the team doesn't have a true slot 1 other than the Goku side of Go Frieza. But the problem is, his leader skill is Battle of Fate, and half of these characters can be run on Battle of Fate. So now you have to run, let's say 2 of these guys rather than 2 Go Friezas. If you could run 2 Go Friezas in slot 1, this guy would be so much better, but that's whatever, right? And he's also a dodge merchant, as his start of turn defense is mid, even if he has guard. If you give a Sableman a guard, they're still dying, right? Same thing with this guy. His start of turn defense is not good. Well, that's who cares though, but he's not a slot 1 unit, and that's what the team needed, right? And then UI Gokus are always fake slot 1 units. you could get away running 1. Like, you can get away with running 1 AGL UI Goku. Now when you're running 2, it gets kind of cringe, not even gonna lie bro. And then he is very dependent on Tech UI Goku for his dodge cancel buff. And that's because a lot of events right now have dodge canceling. So he's kind of relying on Tech UI Goku, and you already know what people say about Tech UI Goku, man. I wrote over here, bro has his own story. He's good when he gets his guarantee counters, but when those are not guaranteed, bro can take a lot of damage. And then he has 50% chance of dodging. So that's not that good. And then let's talk about his damage. His damage on Universe 7 is, I guess it's good. He gets additionals, crits guaranteed, but it's not amazing. So the max I've seen was 40 mil. Rainbow, shit, he should be hitting 40 mil like 55%. Rainbow, he should be hitting 60 million, bro. I don't care. This is Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. This guy is known for, it's a last ditch effort. You have to output so much attacks. That makes sense because he's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. And his attack stats are not the best I've seen ever. And yes, Super Vegito did cause Dokkan Brain Rot. And then yeah, the Universe 7 team is a juiced up support team. So that's kind of good. And I also don't like how people say that he's getting wanked with support, but that's like how his team is made. His team is full of supports, so that's that, right? So why does he lose HP? So dealing damage to yourself is of course bad, but the reason why he does it, because that's how the Kaioken works, of course. But also his team gets a lot from having low HP, so that works as well. So it's likely that he does that just to make him better for his team. But IMO, this is bad game design because you're running 3 dodge characters, so you're bound to take damage from normals. So I don't really think he needed that. Losing HP in 2025 is kind of crazy. Like, look at this. So I think Ant Vegeta can revive when he has more HP, but AGL can revive when he has less HP. So that's good because then revive is always proc, including Kaioken's revive. So there's 3 revive characters, and then Tech MUI, he also has more chance of evading when his HP is 50% or low. And then Frieza, side of Go Frieza, gets shit ton of damage reduction when his HP is 77% or less. It works, but again, 3 dodge characters, you're bound to get hit with the normal and take damage. So these are my thoughts. So he kind of has a contradicting kit, because you want to have more HP, because more HP means you're more safe, right? And vice versa, less means you're less safe. But the team wants you to have less HP, which is more dangerous, but he hits harder. And then you have like an easier time to lose. And I know like the team has revive, but what happens when you get the revive off then, right? It's not like revive equals insta win. You still have to win. And the problem is that he is good on Universe 7, and Universe 7 isn't the best. And on other teams, he's missing a bunch of support and parts of his kit, which makes him not look impressive, honestly. And then if we're running some Universe 7 characters, it will make him inconsistent. I think he needs a full rotation. So sometimes you get a full rotation, sometimes you won't. It's inconsistency. And we have characters that are way better with no restrictions. I like restrictions, but characters should be Omega busted on restrictions, bro. And then yeah, HP restrictions are cringe, but in this case, like, it's not even bad because he can start with 70% and have his defensive proc, but if he gets attacked and then when he super attacks he gets below 70, he can have both procs, both defense and attack procs, which are pretty cool. And then another issue I see is that they need to buff Universe 7, but then all the ECAs are lined up for Universe 6 or Universe Survival Saga, other than Super ECA Blue Kaioken, who's another character that does a shit ton of damage to himself. And then Universe 7 is bad for battle hardened foes and festival battles. I mean, you can probably get away with running them for red zone, but I think I'm being too generous. So I think this character is just bad and consistent. So TLDR, like, at the end of the day, 99% of the player base are gonna have him 55%, and along with his team being 55%, so he's gonna look mid. And then like a lot of defenders of this character are private server merchants, and that's just not realistic. And this is another case of a hype character who's just missing few things to be good, like Gohan, but in the end I think he is okay. But okay doesn't cut it for 2025, bro. He should have more in his kit because his gimmick is fun. And he doesn't have basic kit like 99% of the game. He does a lot of attacks. You want him to go into standby, he does big boom, and then he gets better normals. Like, his base is better. His kit is fun to me, but he's just missing few things. It's sad to say that's the state of a lot of characters in this game. Like another person on his team, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. I swear all he needed was immunity to like negative effects like AGO Gogeta does, so he can't be locked into slot 1. Maybe he had that on his active or something, I don't fucking know. But if he had that, he would have been so much better. but he doesn't. And that one thing makes him so much worse. And it's like a lot of characters, bro. Look at the picture. He was at 62%, then after supering, bro's at 47. Bro just takes too much damage. He's not even consistently healing back. And then the argument is like, okay, but it helps with the revives on his team. What does he do after he revives? I mean, at the end of the day, I like his design. He could have been better. It's just an unfortunate release. If you made this find the video, like, subscribe, and peace.